We began to realize that our water license, the allocation we had, was going to be stressed by the amount of folks that we had joining our community. So initially, Cochrane's water consciousness was driven by this population boom that we were experiencing.
The community of Cochrane has been growing at a rapid pace in recent years. It's actually the fastest growing municipality in the province, but they faced a challenge. They were not able to access enough water. So they turned to the water market seeking to buy more water licenses, and they actually found a very unique place to buy those.
We had a situation in our community where we had the Girl Guides of Canada who have a riverside property facility in our community, and they had a quite large water license that didn't have a lot of value or usage to them. We worked with them to acquire that license to provide them with long-term access to water servicing.
So how did the Girl Guides get such a significant water license? Well, back in the 1970s, anybody could get a water license so long as they could show a use for that water. But over the decades, as populations grew in the south, demand for water increased, and the government restricted the issuing of new licenses in Alberta's south in 2006. And that led to licenses growing more and more valuable.
Water is for fighting and whiskey is for drinking, right? That's the old saying. When we went through our original boom, which would have been back 2008, 2009, we actually had to stop development because we didn't have water for it.
It's not just Cochrane that has had to deal with the implications of growth. The town of Okotoks, located south of Calgary, is projected to grow to an estimated 70 to 90,000 people by the year 2080. Now, for a time, the town had a growth cap in place that limited its supply due to concerns over its water supply. That cap was lifted in 2012, but the town's mayor has concerns over how effective any cap might be.
I don't actually really believe that you can cap a population. People still want to be in this region, so they will build around us. And what happens then? They're still using our infrastructure here and they're not contributing to it.
If you want to develop in Okotoks, you need to have water, and any new developments need to get in line for water allocations. Developers are counting on the town to complete long-awaited water capacity projects.
If the town of Okotoks doesn't address their water issues, growth would essentially stop. There's just no ability for the town to keep growing with the current water source that it has. I mean, if Okotoks can't bring on adequate housing, that has an impact on South Calgary in terms of housing and cost. So regionally, it's important that every municipality is able to provide housing at a good rate.
We've had to buy licenses from other holders on the basin to allow us to grow. So what we're building now is an intake off of the Bow River, so that'll supplement and add into our water capabilities.
In deep and persistent drought, and in the face of unlimited growth, you're going to have tension with respect to how much water is actually available to meet all of the needs to which you want to put it. And sooner or later, we're going to see us reach that limitation.
Water commodity is expensive, and it's going to get more expensive. It is one of the things that I think we have communicated back to the province as they have been operating the Alberta Calling campaign and inviting more people to come and enjoy our wonderful province and our great communities, that there are very real cost pressures that come along with that. Not just at the provincial level, but in our communities where these people ultimately are going to live and work, and access to water is going to be a question.
At some point in our near future, we're going to have to recognize that we can only grow to the extent that we can manage what we need to have in terms of have a sustainable society.